Hi everybody and welcome back. So today we're going to be taking a look at the Widowmaker RTA. This is a collaboration between Vandy Vape and El Mundo Vapeador. He's also a reviewer here on YouTube. He actually is in Spain, and he created the Widowmaker RTA. And in that RTA, you actually had different airflow rings that you can adjust it to, and this is no different. This is a 25mm RTA, but it's got juice flow control, airflow control, different types of airflow rings you can put on it. It does hold 6 mils with the bubble glass, 5 mils with the straight glass that it comes with, and it's got bottom and side airflow. So I'm really excited to show this to you. And if you notice, it vapes like a dream. So let me go ahead and take you down. We're gonna look all through it. We're gonna put it together, put a build on it, wick it up, and then we're gonna come back up and talk more about the Widowmaker RTA by Vandy Vape and El Mundo Vapeador. Okay, so here we are with the Widowmaker RTA. This is a collaboration between Vandy Vape and created by El Mundo Vapeador. And this is the sample packaging that I received. So it doesn't have everything like the booklets and things like that. This is what's included. And then when you open it up, you're going to get the RTA. You're going to get the deck. You're going to get 2 additional type of airflow rings. This one actually has the honeycomb. You're also going to get a bubble glass. In addition to that, you're going to get this coil cutting tool. It is already marked at 5mm, so you know it's going to be 5mm. You're also going to get a set of triple fuse Clapton coils, and then you're going to get a bag of spares. These have extra grub screws, a 510 drip tip adapter, your Allen wrench, as well as some O-rings. So as you can see, this one currently has the honeycomb airflow on here. So if you like honeycomb type of airflow, you'll want to leave that one. It's also got the straight, this is just a regular direct lung. It's not restricted by any type of honeycomb hole. So this is another airflow ring that you can actually adjust it. And then we've got this one. This will definitely reduce it a lot more because it's not as open and you're not getting as much airflow. So depending on which one you want to use, you can actually swap them out really easy. All you need to do is just take it off like this and put on the next one just like this. And that's all you have to do to change it. And then you can adjust your airflow. Now, in addition to that, you're going to get a spare bubble glass. The bubble glass actually holds 6 mils of e-liquid. With the straight glass, it only holds 5. And so that's pretty much it for all the extras. This is a 25mm RTA, and it does hold, like I said, 5 mils of e-liquid with this straight glass. Now, it does have its own different parts, which I'm going to be going over one by one. On the top, of course, you've got a standard 810 drip tip. So any 810 drip tips that you have will fit this because it does have that O-ring right on the inside. This one, they actually made a little bit more rounded, and it's very comfortable for those that like this type of drip tip. Then you've got like a little design, some heat sink fins. They don't really do anything. It's just mainly for design. And then you've got some knurling here. The knurling is for the top fill. You just quarter turn to a half a turn and it opens it up, and you have 1 kidney fill slot. And then it's got that gasket on the inside. And then to close it, just half turn to a quarter turn to close it. On the bottom, as I mentioned, you do have airflow, and you've also got this little dot right here. This dot right here and these 4 right there are actually for your juice flow control. Now, many RTAs do not have juice flow control. The one that I use a lot, which is my Aromamizer Plus, does have a juice flow control, so I am used to it and it does not bother me. For those of you that are not used to it, it might get some, you might need some time to get used to it. Starting with the bottom little dot right here, that's actually closing off your juice flow control, and then it opens it up a little bit more, opens it a little bit more, and then opens it all the way. So once this dot right here is matched up with those, it'll actually open it all the way. So right now the juice flow control is fully open, and then to close it down to closed, you're just going to close it like this. Again, you do have these airflow rings that do come apart very much like the RTA. I was a big fan of the RTA and having those options. So dependent on what type of vape style you have, all you need to do is really change out your airflow ring, and it's going to give you that. Now, me personally, I'm a honeycomb fan all the way. So I'm going to leave it with the honeycomb right now. Up top, when we're talking about it, I'll go ahead and switch out the airflow ring so that you can see how each one vapes, because that's just what I do, and I like to do that for you guys. So in the inside, you're actually going to have some different parts. You're going to have this right here, which this is your airflow, and it is angled down. So let me show you right here. The airflow underneath, when the airflow comes in, it actually goes down and it's going to hit right on your coils. So that is definitely a great invention right there, having that availability to actually get down right to your coils, because once your coils are in here, it sits right in this spot right here. And so it's going to get right underneath your coils and hit them right from the side. This right here is actually your juice flow control. So your juice is actually coming through here, and that's what's going to get your juice, whether or not, you know, it's a big flow or a small flow, that's where that's going to come in at. Now you can take this apart further by unscrewing this right here. And this is how you can actually change out your glass. So if you want to change it to your bubble glass, we're just going to go ahead and take this part here, and then your bubble glass comes out like this, and then you just, or your straight glass comes out like this, and you just push that, and then you have access to the bubble glass. Just go ahead and put this on where the O-ring is, and then you can go ahead and put the bubble glass on. So this is basically where your juice flow is. If you notice, I actually have it closed off right here. So when you adjust that juice flow control, now it's a little bit open. Now it's a little bit more open, and then you've got it all the way. So you do have control over that. So I think that that's really great, because sometimes it's just too much juice for some people, and it's just that they like to cut down the juice flow, and sometimes they wish they had that option. This does have that option, which is one of my favorite options of this RTA, to be honest with you. So let's go ahead and just put this back together. All I need to do is just screw this part here, and then you just screw it together like this. Make sure it's on there tight, because you don't want it to come off or anything. So you want to make sure that that's screwed on tight, and the top as well. And there you go. And then the top fill goes on just like that. So now it's all back together, and put on your airflow control ring. Now, if you notice, it's got grooves in here. That's actually for your little dots. There's one here and one here. So whichever way that you're looking at this, you're going to be able to see your juice flow control and your airflow. And then it slides on that easily. Now the top is put together. So now onto the deck. So this is the deck. It is a postless style deck, and this bottom piece here also has its own airflow. This RTA actually has bottom and side airflow. So you're actually getting a dual air regulation, or a dual air intake, if you will. So you can do that. It is a floating deck, and it does move independently, because that way, once it's inside the base here, it'll actually position itself perfectly once you're screwing it all together. To change your airflow on the bottom, all you have to do is just move it over like this, and then you can open them up. You don't have to have the bottom open, or you can just close off some of it. So either way that you do it, you can go ahead and do that. Now, if you want to, you can actually remove this from the base right here, so that you can maybe put some e-liquid underneath it. I've already done that, so it'll spin a little bit smoother for me, but I don't want it too loose either, because I want it to stay stationed once I pick it. Now, again, it is a 25 millimeter in diameter RTA. It does have the symbol for the Widowmaker here. It's got El Mono Vapeador right there. And then, of course, it's manufactured by Vandy Vape. It does have a protruding 510 as well, with your peak insulation around it. So that is pretty much it. You do have grub screws on either side. These are gold plated. The extra ones that they give you are not gold plated. They are silver. So if you want to change them out, if this is not for you, you actually have the 4 extras. So I do like the fact that they give you that option. You can have it gold plated or not, and that's totally up to you. The threading on this is really, really nice. Whenever you're loosening these up, they come out really, really smooth, and they open up pretty nice size. So that is definitely a plus for me. Now your coils, of course, are going to be going like this on either side, and then you've got that bottom airflow, which is where this feeds into, and then you've got your wicking channels here. So that's pretty much it for the Widowmaker deck. So let's go ahead and put it on a mod, and we'll start building on this. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and unscrew all of the grub screws. There are 4. It opens up really, really easy, as you can see, and then this one and this one. Okay, and the coils that I'm going to be using today are my Coil Clout Fuse Claptons. I appreciate that they sent theirs, but I really like my own coils, so I'm going to go ahead and use these. You can go to coilclout.com. Right now, there's a 20% off if you use the code Wendy, all caps. So, yeah, you might want to get over there. So, I'm going to go ahead and take those out right there. And these are made of Nichrome 80, and they should ohm out to about a 0.16 to a 0.18. So those are those. And even though they did provide the coil cutting tool, I really like my coiling tool, my coily. So I'm going to actually use this one. I'm going to use the same length that they said, and I'm going to go ahead and put it down to 5, and then I'm going to just cut off the legs. So with this tool, it works the same way as the one that is provided. So if you have it, great. If you don't, then you can use the one that comes in the package. I'm going to do this to both coils, 5 and 5. There we go. And then just flip it over and cut these. Okay, now I've got my coils ready, so I'm going to go ahead and just place them. So to do that, I'm just going to put this right here and put them in their slots respectively right there. Hold it down and just tighten it up. There we go. We've got one in, and then I'm going to go ahead and put in the other. Okay, and hold that one down and screw in those. I know it's hard to see when my finger's in the way. It'll be all the way right now. There we go. And now I'm just going to straighten them up. So here we go here. Just want to straighten them up right to the edge of the deck right here, and same on the other side. Sometimes it looks a little different when you go like this. There we go. Right there. And again, this does have center and side airflow. So the airflow is going to be coming up right underneath to get those coils. So that is it. That's the build. And we're going to go ahead and start dry firing this. Okay, it's starting to glow now. Just going to pinch this one together. Pinch this one together. There we go. To heat up from the inside out. There's the hot spots there. Get that hot spot right there. All right. Okay, so we've got them heating up from the inside out. I'm going to let that cool down and get some cotton. And for my cotton, I'm actually going to be using my Kendo Vape Cotton Gold Edition. This is my go-to cotton. So I've gone ahead and ripped off a piece right here, and I just separate it right in half and then start twisting. Just going to put this through there, pull it out this side. There we go. Do this one. There we go, nice and pretty. What I'm gonna do is just get my handy dandy scissors, and I'm gonna cut it to about right here. And again, right to here. And then I'm gonna get my tweezers, and I'm definitely gonna fluff this out. Same way I do my Aromamizer Plus, which this RTA does remind me very much of the Aromamizer Plus in the way that the deck is and the airflow and things like that. So let's go ahead and do that. I actually wick this up very similar to the Aromamizer Plus. That way it's nice and wispy at the ends. Perfect. And perfect. It's not too much at all. See, it's still got room right in there. Okay. And then I'm going to do the other side. Trim. And insert. Now the holes don't look that big, but they really don't need to be, because it's gonna wick up just beautifully, very, very efficiently. Go. That all squared away in there, and it's not like a deep wicking channel either. Let's just get your cotton in there. No flyaways for me. And there you go. Just sitting right there, and now it's all wicked up. Okay, and I'm going to put a little bit on each of the coils, and then I'm going to pulse it. There we go. Because I want to get the cotton that is within the coils saturated, so that there's no you know, cotton taste or anything like that. And then basically it pulls itself to the ends. I don't even really have to do any. Not even putting any in there. Okay, so go ahead and take this off. Okay, and then all we need to do is just put it in here. You will have to take it off to screw it on, or you can screw it on, but you're going to be screwing this piece on once it's on. And there you go. That's that way. Now what we want to do to fill it is we definitely want to close down the juice flow control. While it's on the mod, you can actually just move the glass. This will move your juice flow control. Very, very easy. You don't even need to worry about holding it from the top. You hold it by the glass and it moves it very, very easy. So I'm going to close down the juice flow control, and this is where you can actually adjust the airflow. So it's separated. So you don't have both of them going at the same time. You do have, each piece has its own way of doing things. Again, this is, let me go ahead and zoom out a little bit. Again, this does take 6 mils of e-liquid with the bubble glass, which I love bubble glass. Okay, put the top on, a little half turn there. Screw that on, open up the juice flow control, just did. And then the airflow is also where you can adjust it right there. So I like my airflow wide open. Bottom is open, and that's pretty much it. Now we have vapors, so let's go ahead and take it on top, talk more about it, switch out some airflow, and yeah, so see you on top with the Widowmaker RTA by Vandy Vape and El Mono Vapeador. Okay, so here we are back on top with the Widowmaker RTA. Before anything, let's go ahead and have a vape. Flavor, flavor, flavor. I've been dying to get this to you. I've been testing it out for a little while, and I want to make sure I had all my thoughts in place because this one is my actual vaping style. This RTA hits every single note of my personal vaping style, if you know me at all. So first off, I want to talk about the size because I think that the size is going to be a little bit intimidating to those of you out there because it is a taller RTA. Being that everything is basically controlled on the bottom, you've got a 6 mil or 5 mil, depending on which glass you have, and then you've got the top section. It does look a little bit tall, but I'm going to give you some comparisons. So here is the Profile Unity RTA. Almost the same size, pretty much, and it's got that same build, you know, type of thing going on with the deck being, you know, all this space here and a little bit of glass, and then you've got your top. So a little bit smaller, but very same concept. And then we're gonna look at my favorite for almost, what, 3 years? The Aromomizer Plus. This is the exact same size as the Aromomizer Plus from top, well, if it had a shorter drip tip, from top to bottom. It's got, this one of course does hold a lot more e-liquid, being that it does hold 15 mils of e-liquid, but based off of the size, it's very, very similar in size, that in tallness. Now in width, this is only 25 millimeters, whereas this one is 30 millimeters, but you can see that it's very, very similar in the way that it is. Now this is another one that does have a juice flow control and airflow control independent of each other, the same way as the Widowmaker. For me, that's not a problem. I've been using it for so long that I'm used to doing juice flow control, airflow control, and everything else. So it doesn't bother me at all. Now this one, I like it a little bit better for those features, and I'm going to show you why. To change the juice flow control, all you need to do is spin this glass. By spinning this glass really, really easy, it has a stopping point and you can close and open the juice flow control. With that one, it was actually based off of that little bit of knurling, so it made it a little bit more difficult. With this one, the airflow, very, very simple. You've got side and you've got bottom airflow. So if you want to just run it with bottom airflow, you can. If you want to run it with side airflow, you can, or you can do both. You can cut down some of this, you can have that wide open. So that right there is, these are definite pros for me. Like,
this was made for me.
This was literally made for me. I will not lie to you. This one has just a little bit better flavor than my original Aromomizer. I've loved that RTA forever, but this one does have a little bit better flavor. The airflow, very similar, especially with the bottom and the side open, very, very similar to that one. So if you're a fan of the Aromomizer Plus and you wanted something a little bit smaller, this is really close to that one. In airflow and everything else, it's just 25 millimeters. Now, another cool feature on this, like I said, you can actually close down either the bottom, you can close down the side, you can actually intermingle them or interchange them, and that's totally up to you and your vaping style. For me, all the way open, honeycomb airflow, open on the bottom, absolute perfect, just amazing. Another huge pro is 3 different airflow rings. Now, I won't lie to you, my favorite one is the honeycomb, but they do have 2 other ones. And I like that they provided that because of the fact that there are so many different vapors out there that have different vaping styles. So for me, I think that's a huge plus. But I'm going to show you that you can actually change that easy. You don't have to take out your juice. You don't have to empty it, which is another pro. Definitely another pro. Just unscrew your base. Take out the deck, pop off this, there we go, and now I'm going to change it out to the full holes. And again, all you need to do is just make sure that the little, that little dot right there is there because it does flow independently with these. Put that together. Now watch, put the deck back on and screw it in. Now I just changed the whole airflow. And I didn't even lose any juice. It's all in there. So I absolutely love that. Now, let's go ahead and put it on the mug. And we're gonna try it with that one, just for you guys. Open up that. Airflow is open. Let's do it. This one is definitely for the cloud chuckers. Absolutely still amazing flavor. You get a lot more open airflow, and you can even close off the side a little bit if you want a little bit less. Let me show you here. Now it's halfway. Let's do it now. The flavor is just amazing in here. I'm absolutely loving it. I personally, if I'm using this one, I would have it all the way open. That's just my vaping style. The honeycomb is good. The other one I don't like as much because it's very, very restrictive. So that I don't like. But other than that, fixing it and everything else and doing it, again, it's all independent. You want to take off the top, it's this. You want to change the juice flow control, just turn your glass. Not the whole thing, just the glass, because it's really simple. It's like, look, I'm changing the juice flow control. Super, super easy. You don't have to worry about that. Airflow ring is right here. And then, of course, you've got your bottom airflow. Very, very simple, but it's all independent. And it just makes it a lot easier, in my opinion. Knowing that, you know, I can close down the juice flow control right there. I can do the airflow. It's just all easy all around. So I love that. The machining on this is absolutely superb. There's no crunching. Nothing is hard to put together. You can take off the bottom airflow if you want to go ahead and lube that up if it's a little bit tough for you. Every single piece of this comes apart so that you can adjust it any way you want. For me, I don't have any need to lube up anything. Everything is working very, very well for me. It has been since I've been testing it out. Absolutely amazing. So bottom and side airflow, you're getting so much flavor. You're getting from right underneath the coil, plus you're getting on the sides of the coils. I mean, it's airflow heaven. If you like airflow and flavor, you're getting it. You really are. You really are. Also, another thing is, listen to it. Smooth. The airflow, no matter how you have this adjusted, there's no turbulence. None at all. Now, I am going to tell you that you want to make sure, and this isn't any RTA, any build, make sure your cotton is snug in the coils. When it's loose in the coils, it can get turbulent or it can produce spitback. I've never had that issue because I always make sure that my cotton is really, really tight, not too tight, but just very snug inside the coils. As long as you do that, you're going to be fine. 510 drip tip adapter comes with it. That is definitely a plus for those of you that like 510 drip tips. You can do that. It does come with an 810 drip tip, and you can change them out to 810. That's another pro in my book. Simple build deck. The build deck can't get any simpler. They tell you the length of the coils. If you don't have a coily tool like I do, I absolutely love my coily tool. This was actually first came out before any of these other ones came out. It was actually based off of this tool. This tool I keep with me all the time. It's easy to measure. It's got different sides here and here. This tool is like my go-to for everything now. But if you don't have something like this, at least they do provide this, and it's already clearly marked for you to know exactly where to cut your legs. Another huge pro for me. Bubble glass. Comes with bubble glass. 6 mil capacity versus 5 mil capacity, big thing for me. You can remove your deck without taking out any juice. You can rewick, you can recoil, you can change out your airflow, you can do everything without losing a drop of e-liquid. Definite 2 thumbs up right there. Very similar to the Aromomizer Plus. If you're a fan of the Aromomizer Plus or Addies like that one, this is definitely going to be something that you're going to want to look into. Again, it's tall, but it's not too tall. I mean, I run with this all the time, and it's basically the same height. I run this on just about anything because I've loved my Aromomizer Plus. So for me, the height isn't really an issue. For you, it might be, but I just want to let you know that it's very similar in that aspect. Juice flow control to me is very, very needy because in some RTAs that do not have it, sometimes you get leaking. With this, it's got that control in place. If it's giving you too much juice at once, you can actually cut it down. I've never had that happen. I like it fully wide open, so it's saturating the coils right. But if you need it, you can actually turn it down and turn it even lower if you want to, if you're going to be vaping maybe at lower wattages and things like that. So I love the fact that they actually give you those. Now for my cons. There's only a couple cons. The first one is going to be, I wish they would have given a different drip tip, a separate 810 drip tip that is a little bit taller. I don't like shorty drip tips, but that's my personal opinion. So I really would have rathered that. Now, do I have a million of my own? Yeah. Do I really need another one? No. But I would have liked the option of having a taller one. So for me, I'm going to put this one on it, and it's just the perfect size. It's a regular 810. It fits perfectly. This is one made by John Elmore. Love it. It's very cohesive. So I love that about it. Flavor. Another thing that can be a con to some is going to be the height. It is a tall RTA. If you don't mind the tallness based off of everything that you're getting and all these different areas that you're getting to change, the juice flow control, airflow control, different airflow rings, side and bottom airflow, tremendous flavor. If you don't mind all those things, then the height shouldn't bother you either, just in my opinion. Another one that could be a con, again, these are just subjective cons, not my cons, but some cons that might come from you, is the juice flow control. Having to worry about that juice flow control until you're used to one, I guess. It could be a little tedious. For me, I'm used to it, so it doesn't bother me, but I do want to mention that for you guys. Another thing is that even though the only real con to this, there's two real cons, in my opinion. The first real con for me is going to be this bottom airflow. I love it. I love the airflow wide open, but if you want to adjust it, it's a little tough once it's been on your mod. Even if you lube it up, it's still a little bit tough. It can accidentally start unscrewing it. So I don't like the way that is. I think there should have been just somewhere a little bit more of it to grip maybe, and to keep it in place a little bit tough. So it can be a little tough to change that. You might want to just take it off your mod, change it, and then put it back on. That's not going to be a problem, but that's definitely a con for me. Another con is going to be I don't like the half turn. I like a full turn. I don't like the half turn only because it can be a little bit, let me see, yeah. It can be a little bit like quick. It just, I don't know. You have to make sure it's on there. You know, when you close it down, just make sure that you tighten it down. But it's not been any problem with me. I personally don't mind having a full type of turn when you have a top cap on something like this. I just think that it just needed that. But all in all, to be honest with you, this is just amazing. It fits me in every way that I vape. It's got the honeycomb airflow, which I absolutely love. I even like this one, but of course I do like the honeycomb a little bit better. It doesn't really make a difference on the smoothness because either one is very smooth. You can cut down your airflow. It's got so many options on here that it's crazy. And that's what I love. I love having options for vapors where you're not just stuck with one way. It just does this and that's it. And you can mess with the airflow, and that's pretty much it. This has so many different working parts, and they're all independent of each other, and they all work absolutely amazing. This to me is probably, for 2019, I'm not going to lie to you, it's my favorite RTA of 2019. On anything that I've actually reviewed or purchased or anything like that, it's definitely been my favorite. Even though it's a little bit taller, I don't care. I really, really like this. For an RTA like this, that is not mesh or anything else, it's just a standard RTA, this is my favorite of 2019. I've not said that about anything that I've reviewed this year, and I'm saying that about this one. This is heaven. It really is. It vapes like a dream. It's giving me every single thing that I love about it. So if you're a vapor like me and you have the same style that I like and you like the same type of RTAs that I like, you need to try this. You really do. I promise you that you're going to love it. If you love the Aromomizer Plus, you're going to love this. You really will. Other than it being a 25 millimeter, and I'm usually into bigger addies, it works perfectly for me. So yeah, thank you again, Vandy Vape, for sending this my way. El Mono Vapeador, tremendous job. You really hit it out of the park with this RTA. Congratulations on this Widowmaker RTA. It's absolutely amazing. The flavor on it, I cannot keep telling you how good this flavor is. It's just amazing. And I think I've hit every single thing that I wanted to talk about. I reviewed my notes. Everything that I want to talk about is on here, and yeah, it's an amazing RTA. Let me know down below, is this something that you would like? Are you a fan of the Aromomizer Plus? Do you like juice control? I want to know your thoughts down below because I want to get to know you a little bit more. So let me know your thoughts, and I will see you in the next one.